So just hang a second. Let me get Sharad Kohli in. Now, Sharad Kohli, if what Anurag Batra is saying that look, the Trump tariffs are temporary, but the GST cut is permanent, that's a massive indirect tax reform. Down to two rates. The top rate is going down by 10%. So many things, especially consumer goods, are going to become cheaper. Normal things will also become cheaper on a day-to-day basis. That's permanent reform.
Well, Rishabh, first of all, they are not going to get cheaper by 10%. The GST cut is going to be 10%.
10% of the full in terms of GST, yes, in terms of the tax that you pay. Yeah.
And that too, the traders and the manufacturers here, I don't mean to demean anybody, but then they do a mischief because I think the Indian government will have to come back with the anti-profiteering authority. If you remember, this used to be there and this was scrapped some time ago because it had become irrelevant. So what anti-profiteering is that when you're trying to pocket the cut into your as profits rather than passing on to the consumers.
Okay, sorry, let me explain that to people. So what you would do is that you would charge the consumer a 28% GST on a particular product, but in your records you would say I sold chai, which is only taxed at 5%. That's GST profiteering. What, you please explain what you are referring to, sir, please.
Yeah, I'll explain it. So for example, from something from 28 come down to 18. So there's this 10% spread. So that 10% technically, for example, on air conditioners, if an air conditioner costs you 35,000, and now after the tax cut, it costs you 32,000. So what some people do is they will give it for 34,000. Okay, साहब rate घटा दिया है, आपको सस्ता मिलेगा. But effectively they will pocket that remaining 2,000. So that's called anti-profiteering. When you do not pass on the benefit of GST, it's not fiddling with the rates because the rates are decided by the HSM.
Yeah, so but hopefully competition looks after a little bit of that. But you're right. So these things happen. So it doesn't always translate. Shrinkflation always goes the other way as well. My point was that it has forced us, and I think the only way the GST Council will also push it through, despite the fact that it is a partisan body by definition, is on the premise that listen, Trump is messing up things, and we all need to keep our economy going. So this is important. That helps reform.
No, let me be pinpointed, Rishabh. Now, take for example a case of an exporter who was selling only to the US, a mid-size exporter with a turnover of about 150 crores, exporting only to US. Now, here's the premise that he will have to go for a vertical or probably the same product which sells in India. Now, the Indian market and the American market is not same. For example, a garment exporter selling a ladies' top to something like Gap or any other store in the US cannot get the same top here. So he will have to customize, he will have to tweak, he will probably have to reinvest some part in plant and machinery or working capital, which is where I feel government can probably extend export credit so that if they have to switch their line of manufacturing and customize it to Indian, because most of the goods are going to move down now as far as India, so go on to manufacture everything. But the problem is that these exporters have gotten so used to the American markets that they will find it a little difficult to adjust. So to my mind, this hit to be recovered will take about 1 year. It's not going to come overnight. And this is with all the government help, mind you. I mean, we will include export credit, forming of export promotion commissions and councils. There is an AEPC, if you remember, Apparel Export Promotion Council, which has been there for ages now. So something like this will have to be done for other products as well. Now, what these councils do, they organize exhibitions, they organize fairs, they promote your goods across the world. By the way,